Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the swag, pull up where you at, no cap. If the Brody is speaking, it's all facts. My advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants are with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered the leash. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walking, cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Scotty. You already know what it is. Another one. Happy Thursday. Okay. Hope you all are having a great day. You guys are getting off work, rushing home, getting to places where you need to be, doing what you're doing, but watch my shoes. Okay. You still snowed in Reese? God dang, you ain't got no trucks, you ain't got no shovels. God, dog, boy, you need to get your money back. Whatever rent you paying or mortgage or whatever. Listen. I wanted to come on here just a tad bit early, just to kind of set the precedence, right? So we're here again for another FAMU searching committee, right? Boy, is this the FAMU channel? It's about to be. It's about to be. So I want to set the precedent, right? So we're in the process of getting names, getting a timeline and everything going on the FAMU search committee. And I'm going to keep saying this. This was the easiest layup in history, and the woman fumbled the bag. You literally had three choices in-house. Roll, Cozy, Smitty Rock, white man. Might not have made it, but he's there. Okay? Might not have made it, but he's there. So at the end of the day, to me, what it comes down to is it's really between Cozy and Roll. Right? Let's just keep it a buck. It's between Cozy and Roll. And the thing to me is how she smoked the layup is simply off the fact of you had a letter from the players telling you who they wanted. Cozy was also, word on the street, Cozy was also recommended. Oh, it ain't no word on the street. Blue's interview with, if I'm not mistaken, Blue's interview with Coach Simmons, he said, I recommended Cozy as a head coach for said position. Now, most places, that's good enough, right? Championship team, you keep the team together, your coaches stay, but her stubbornness to do what she wanted to do has now brought FAMU here. And now, and this is the thing I want people to understand. How bad would it look? How bad would it look if you do a searching firm and out of the 5 candidates that they bring back, 3 of those candidates are already in-house? Now you done paid $30,000 to $40,000, maybe even more, right? I talked to a friend of mine who actually works at a searching firm. Yeah, I got a lot of friends. I talked to a friend of mine who works at a searching firm. He said, Scotty, we usually charge about 30. He said, I can't tell you the exact price because he's obligated not to. He said, but if I'm giving you a general range, he said between 30 and 60,000. That's where, depending on how extensive the search is, or he said with an HBCU and their parameters being really finicky, he said it probably wouldn't cost them more than about $30,000 to $40,000. That's what he told me straight up. He's like, he said, I can't tell you the exact numbers, but about $30,000 to $40,000, right? So you done paid $30,000 to $40,000, right? Now that could be true. That could be true. But what he told me is the more you ask of the firm, the wider the net, the more expensive it gets. That's what he said. So he said, when you're talking about a searching firm and you give them the criteria of they need to understand HBCU culture and being a part of HBCU, that really narrows the field because it ain't too many coaches that have either coached in HBCU who understand it or are HBCU graduates who then have had coaching experience that you trust. So that's why he told me, like, the wider the parameters, if you just say, hey, we want a head coach with a head coaching experience, doesn't matter what level, you know how wide that is? That's from D2, that's D2, D1 AA, D1, D3, and I mean, you can go as deep as you want, right? So these guys are just can much as 30 US gross compensation. That's a standard. So that these kind of searches can be as 35% of the first year's gross compensation. That's a standard. All right. So yeah, that's his thing. So he said that wouldn't be included. She's telling them candidates need previous head coaching experience, which rules out Cozy and Rowe, if I heard right. If I mean, that makes sense because she went with Gibbs. So if you're looking for a previous head coaching experience, then of course you'll go with somebody like Gibbs who has previous. Well, I'll tell you this then. That then puts in Quinn Gray, probably Sean Gibbs, part 2, right? Who else? HBCU, probably the coach from Valdosta, if he's interested. Who else? I don't think Trey Oliver gonna leave. I heard he just got a pay raise. Yeah. So I mean, that's it. I think that's pretty much it. And let me also say, because we're gonna dive a little deep. I'm not. Yeah. And McNair. I wouldn't go with McNair. I think people give McNair a little. I'm sorry. Let me just say this. Can I say I think McNair is another version of Bill Belichick? Can I just say that? I think McNair is like a black version of Bill Belichick. Not that I don't think he's player centric. I think he's region centric, right? I think being at Alcorn is his crutch. It was his crutch and his help. I think that he is the Bill Belichick of HBCU football. I really feel that way. Because his Tom Brady was Alcorn. That's all I'm saying. That's how I believe it. All right, let's get into it.
Good afternoon, good evening. Again, I just want to thank each and every one of you for being here this evening to really,
maybe it's just me,
really kick
but I'm
off,
not hearing nothing.
One of the most important hires here at Florida A&M University. As I was talking about before, it's always interesting being volunteered to be on a committee, but being voluntold is something different. So I can't tell you that I can tell you that I'm very excited, but also very excited to work with each and every one of you all. I've had an opportunity to interact with you all briefly over this last semester, but again, it's really going to be great working with you to get this important work that needs to be done. Now, I know we have some very, very important people on the call, and I really wanted to start off with the various members of the committee introducing themselves, and really like 2 seconds about 5 seconds about your particular area that you're over, and again, so we can all just get on the same page. And then this will also help when I introduce you to the consultants on the search firm. So. First person I see is President Johnson. You want to introduce yourself and talk about the National Alumni Association very quickly? And
yeah, pleasure to be here. Curtis Johnson, president of the FAMU National Alumni Association, graduate 1990-92 Florida University.
Great.
Hey,
Mr. Cobb, I see you next.
Coming in like the NFL Network.
You're on mute.
CeeDee Lamb, Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? Dak Prescott.
Thank you.
Mississippi State.
Yes. Hello, everyone.
It's not that serious.
Dating back when I graduated. Yeah, I had to go back. Graduated in the class of 1972. President of the Rattle Boosters.
Thank you. I see Dr. Ebenezer Oriaco, my colleague from College of Pharmacy.
Yes, Ebenezer Oriaco, faculty rep, going into my 14th year as faculty rep. Thank you.
Outstanding. And I see the fabulous Miss Lisa LeBeau.
Lisa!
Again, my name is Lisa LaBoo. I'm chair of the FAMU Foundation, and I'm a part of the freshman class of 1983 and a graduate, undergrad 87, grad 88. Thank you.
Lisa LaBoo.
Great. And I think what is it, the student rep's name? I don't see him. Did he pop off? I think Curtis Taylor. Go ahead, Curtis.
Yes, Curtis Taylor, president of the National Rally F Club, played football at FAMU 2 years under Big Jim Williams and 2 years under coach Rudy Hubbard, and I'm into the FAMU Hall of Fame.
Thank you, thank you. And Kyla, are you our student rep?
Student Government Association rep. So I'm the secretary over athletic affairs for student government.
We got a great person. Go ahead and introduce yourself one more time.
My name is Kyla Ligon. I am the secretary of athletic affairs for Student Government Association.
Thank you, thank you. And then we got the Kelvin Dean, Mr. Kelvin Dean.
How y'all doing? Kelvin Dean, football player. I'm just here representing all of my peers and teammates and the coaching staff and stuff, the coaching staff that's still here.
Outstanding. And I am Donald Palm. I'm the executive vice president and chief operating officer here at Florida A&M University, and proud to serve as your committee chair. Did I hear Eddie? Did Eddie jump on yet, Linda?
I'm trying to walk him through it.
Okay, we'll come back.
Maybe Wayne can help me out. I'll ask Wayne if he can call Mr. Jackson and help him through it. Okay.
Great.
Yes,
All right.
yes, ma'am. Send me the number.
Did I miss anyone from the appointed committee from our board of trustees? I think we got everybody. Did we? Okay. Thank you so very much. We have some important business to take care of today, and I thought a great way to start the meeting was to introduce ourselves, but also introduce the search firm that will be assisting us with this particular process. I'm glad that they are a part of this process for us and help guide us through and navigate to identifying the next head coach for Florida A&M University. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Herb. What is your last name? Herb?
Courtney.
Herb Courtney. He's over the Renaissance Search and Consultants, RSC. And so I asked Herb to come on and give us an overview and some of his portfolios and some of the things that they've done in the past.
Kind of name
I'll just go on personal note. They have never worked with Dartmouth. I know that's some stuff happening in the background. I just want to put that out there in the atmosphere now. And so we can go ahead and keep this ball moving. So Herb, you want to go ahead and
Yes.
Introduce yourself and your colleagues, and then also some of the things that you guys have done.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us here, and extremely honored to be assisting you all in this critical hire. But as said, I'm Herb Courtney. I currently reside in Los Angeles. Originally from East Coast. I grew up in Buffalo and then Philadelphia. Went to school, University of Delaware, and played basketball overseas for a few years. So, sports has always been a passion of mine, and I'm just very thankful that I get to work in sports and work with great institutions like FAMU. So I started this firm in 2020, literally right before the pandemic, and the purpose of this firm was I really wanted to create something that was intentional, that had more equity in our process and how we hire coaches, administrators, leaders, especially people of color, because we usually get left out, in that conversation. So, I started this firm in 2020. We've been able to work really across a lot of different industries, ranging from the corporate side to working with big corporations like Nike, Cliff Bar. We're in the beauty industry as well, to professional sports. We're the preferred vendor of the Chicago Bears and Miami Dolphins, to the NBA, to the Dallas Mavericks.
Okay,
and then in
Courtney.
our college portfolio, we worked, a lot with HBCUs. We, assisted you all in your women's basketball search. Morgan State, Bell State, Grambling State, to your Power Fives like Vanderbilt of the world. So we work with a lot of great leaders. We've seen a lot. Our focus is making sure we understand what's critically important to the institution and the stakeholders, and really fine tuning our search.
State, you need to fire him right now.
For that institution, we don't recycle candidates.
State, you need
make
to fire
sure we
him
really
right
get
now.
a firm understanding of who we're working for and with, and identifying a leader that reflects that. So this call is critically important for us. So we really get to understand, what you all are looking for in the next coach, and the qualities that, you feel that are a must-have that we need to go out there and seek and identify. So everyone is, on the same page as we gather and recruit candidates. So that's a little bit about me and the firm. I have my colleague here, Adam Gordon. He can give a very quick synopsis of himself, and then we can get into the rest of the agenda.
Thanks, Herb. Hello, everybody. It's nice to meet you. My name's Adam Gordon. I've been working for Herb for about 1.5 years or so. I spent 17 years in college athletics, coaching men's basketball. During that time, worked at 7 different institutions, from everything from junior college up to high major basketball and everything in between. Have really enjoyed serving, a various number of institutions, like Herb mentioned, across the board during my time at Renaissance, and excited to help you all in the process.
Thank you, Adam, and thank you, Herb. I know, Herb, we had a brief conversation. We wanted to really open up the discussion and following the agenda to the members of the committee to really, as you mentioned before, to get a firm handle on some of the things that they're looking for. I do have to share with a list of some of the attributes that I believe that we received from our athletic director. I can maybe put those up to start the discussion with the.
I'm on my wife's.
Is that you, Eddie?
That's Eddie. I'll change his name.
Okay, no problem. All right.
I'm on now.
You're on now. Hey, Eddie, before we get going, do you want to introduce yourself just real briefly? Again, 2 seconds.
This is Eddie Jackson, president of the 220 Quarterback Club.
All right. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for being part of this committee. And again, we wanted to get a little discussion. I know that Herb wanted to get a feel for the members or some of their idea what the ideal candidate would look like, or ideal coach. And I thought that I would put back up some of the attributes that Tiffany, AD Sykes had provided us. And I thought that would be helpful to maybe start a discussion with that. What I also wanted the community members to do, and again, this not is exhaustive, an exhaustive list, but I also want you to go back to your constituents and see what else we may want to add to some of these items. And so, if you would like, Herb, I'm going to let you maybe go ahead and lead the discussion, and then again, members, you can raise your hand or chime in as you please. And again, this is not an exhaustive list. I do want time for your constituents to also provide some attributes to maybe add to it as well.
Absolutely. And I think, like I said, I think the goal here in our time is to make sure everyone's on the same page of what we're really looking for. And that helps us kind of narrow our scope, whether it could be geographical location, ties to the area, is there a certain profile that you feel, this coach and leader should have, leadership style, so I think, all those things help us, curate a list of coaches that, when we are going out recruiting could be, beneficial, and we're all on the same page. So yes, these coaches embody exactly what we kind of discussed on this call. So we can continue to move forward. Obviously, we don't want any steps back. So I will love to open it up to the group. I'm sure, people have opinions or, and, just love to get some feedback, right, in terms of, things that you feel are key critical in this coach. So I see a hand up. Thank you for using the emoji. So I'll Calvin Dean, we'll lead with you, and then Curtis Johnson can be next.
Okay, thank you for starting off with me. You said you want to hear some qualities, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
That we like to see.
Yes.
Okay, so speaking from the player's perspective, we like a coach who we can trust, somebody maybe we're comfortable with, or somebody that can quickly earn the trust of players, a man of people, somebody who's social and can push us enough to, get our names on the map and help us get to the NFL, while also just caring about us and not about just extra money or finding a new job. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So I feel like personally, it should be somebody that can earn the trust of the players, because anybody that's played sports knows like you'll go way harder when it's a coach that you actually believe in and you know that they believe in you at the same time.
No, that's great feedback. And as a coach, do you want a coach that's really going to push you, or because that trust can be earned different ways. Some coaches are very they're on you a lot and care about the details and things like that, or do you feel like the group needs someone a little different? In your opinion, as a player right now in the program, what do you feel you need?
I feel like we just need honesty. Like if this player's gonna play a little bit or a lot this year, make that transparent and upfront, so no players won't have mixed feelings about the situation. Just keep everything honest and up forward, everybody, because I know that's what men like to hear. Like, they want to hear the truth about the situation when it all comes down to it.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing. Mr. Johnson.
Thank you. I want to build upon that and add a couple of other points. I think from an alum perspective, looking at a coach that can relate to the level of players that they'd be coaching and have demonstrated that either at a FCS level or even at a senior high school level, right? And documented track record of success of that is so critical that that coach can relate to the players and their current challenges and have demonstrated that they can coach that to success by their records and what they have done, and can demonstrate either through championships and or being a part of a championship staff. I think it's critical. It's not critical, in my opinion, to have just head coaching experience. I think that there may be some very highly talented coordinators that are ready to step up to that next level. And so a proven track record of being a part of a program that can demonstrate these coordinators' abilities to produce year after year consistently and be a part of championship staffs. Again, being a part of the FCS system, I think is one that I definitely like to see as an attribute.
Mm-hmm.
I think obviously having a great command of HBCU culture, either having coached in that, played in the HBCU realms, or been a part of staff in HBCU realm makes a really, really big difference when it comes to attributes.
Yeah.
I think the other thing for me off the top is, this coach, while is the face of the football program, just demonstrated ability just to have a relationships or they work with external partners, right? ESOs, et cetera, and anything they may highlight with that would be an attribute, in my opinion, that we would definitely want to have that person really rise to the top at that particular point. So I'm gonna stop right there. I'm sure there's some others that want to chime in, and that may spur some other thoughts from me.
Absolutely. Thank you for
Taylor.
We have Tyler has their hand.
Yeah. So just like Kelvin mentioned, a leader of men, a positive team culture, high emotional intelligence.
Excuse me, whenever y'all are talking, can you use your cameras on camera so that we'll know that it really is the committee member that's talking?
Yes, I
Thank
apologize.
you.
Yes, so just like Kelvin mentioned, a leader of men, positive team culture, high emotional intelligence. The coach should be able to serve as an advocate and liaison for the team, be able to bridge the athletic gap with the bridge the athletic life into the academic life, and of course, have a high football IQ.
Thank you.
I think I saw Curtis Taylor.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was getting ready to go back there to trying to show me how to put my hand up. Okay. But anyway, one of the things that I think we certainly should be looking at is experience. Those guys that are already here, a part of the team, I think we will all agree that we had a winning formula. We won the SWAC, we won the Celebration Bowl. So it tells me they know how to win. And so oftentimes when we have a job application, we're required that you have a certain degree of you're experiencing this, you're experiencing that. But overall, we're looking for individuals that has hands-on experience for X amount of years. So I think when we look at the guys that we have in place now, already on the ground, they know the system, they know how to win. And so for the F Club, we think that should be at the top of the list, is that we're looking at these guys we have now. And then the other critical part is, and I know we're not there yet, but we need to move as swiftly as possible, because I guess you're aware that we lost our offensive coordinator yesterday. So that's 3. We lost our defensive coordinator, which was the best in the HBCU, lost our top recruiting coach, which was the best in the HBCU, and now we've lost our offensive coordinator. So we strongly urge that we try to focus on what we have in place, the ones that was there when we won the championship. I think if we can try to maintain them, then it puts us in a better position to win.
Thank you. Thank you, Curtis, for sharing that. Calvin, do you have something else to add?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I wanted to kind of jump in on what he was saying. Speaking for myself and my teammates, we strongly believe what we have in the house is, with a couple additions of what we're missing. We believe what we have in house, that we can come back and do the same thing again. And I'm not just speaking for myself. It's a whole ton of guys on the team that believe this. So just speaking from a player aspect, we believe what we have in house. These guys are brilliant enough to take us to the next level and get us back to the Celebration Bowl next year.
Thank you. Anyone else have any comments or any other commentary to add?
Herb, again, I also think the development and mentoring of the student athlete for success on and off the field, and even far beyond graduating the university is very important, but also a coach that can also mentor his assistant coaches as well. And so, again, I just think that mentoring and development piece is really important for what we're really here for at the university as well.
Okay. Absolutely. And then Calvin, is that your hand from last time, or do you have something else to add?
I'm sorry, I forgot to put it down.
No, you're all good. All good.
Eddie and Selvin, do you have something? And Lisa and Ebenezer?
No, this is
Go ahead, Lisa.
I agree with as far as what has been communicated, but I think too at the top of my list is just a really good role model for our students who are athletes. I think that's very important because of all of the responsibilities that they have on the field as well as in the classroom. So just someone that they can go to and keep them on track. in both of those different lanes, because it's a lot, I think, that goes with being a student athlete.
Thank you.
Well, I too agree with the subject area that's already been covered. I think that we covered most of the front here. So I agree with what's been said.
Perfect.
Ebenezer? Dr.
Yeah.
Arya?
I think after listening to everybody that has said something, especially the student athletes, I tend to agree with what has been said. One, who cares about the students in and out of class, in and out of the football area, and one that can develop the students into whatever they want to be. So I think those are things that we have to look at. Thank you.
All right.
Sorry, guys. Last thing. This is Kelvin Dean speaking. Our offensive coordinator, Joe Henry, is actually still here and on staff at the school, by the way. So just letting you guys know that.
So Herb, I just want to add to it. While I really greatly appreciate one expression, I'm going to be looking at those candidates that can demonstrate that, right, of these things we're talking about, either through their record of success of coaching and being in programs that we can quickly look at and see that either they've been a part of, they've contributed to specifically with that and driving that. That'll weigh heavy with me. I think, these candidates, obviously, in their references, it would be helpful if they have students that can talk to some of these abilities, some of these capabilities that we're looking for. And that means a lot to me, because if that student is taking the time to sit down to help choreograph that and send that means a lot, right, to me. And that's credential for me to really get a good understanding.
Thank you. Anyone else have anything before we kind of go on to the next action item? And so, Dr. Palm, do you want to go right into like our timeline?
Yeah, I wanted to open up for some discussion with the timeline. What I see moving forward. I know we put together a very aggressive timeline to have 5 names to give to Dr. Robinson as well as AD Sykes by Sunday. One of the things that I wanted to maybe open up for discussion is, as I am, and this is a really a open discussion for the committee, as we are looking to get most of, as we're looking to go ahead and complete this by Sunday. Do you think it's realistic that we will be able to get a fair share of applicants in by Sunday? And I want to make sure that we capture the total number of applicants who are going to submit an application. So what are your thoughts about that? I have an idea to maybe look at maybe doing some work on Sunday, but maybe having the names by Tuesday. So I want to hear the communication back from folks. Kelvin, I think is your hand back up?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay.
Well, what you just said, I think it would be easier or to pinpoint exactly who we want to pick if we cut the candidates down to maybe 3 candidates and put them in order by first to last, who we actually think of is the best candidate for us. And if this one doesn't agree to the job, then this one, you know what I'm saying? So I think that we should cut the list down from 5 candidates to 3 so that they can pinpoint the search and make it speed up the process.
Yeah, so here's where I was going with and I need to be clear with the committee. My plan was to give 5 names to Dr. Robinson as well as AD Sykes. And these 5 names, I don't want to rank them. I want them to, all 5 names that we can live with, right? And all 5 names, I'm requesting that all 5 names get an interview by Dr. Robinson as well as AD Sykes. And so that's what I believe the work of this committee would be. We need 5 solid names. And if we can't get 5, give us 3 solid names that we can live with. that we can forward to Dr. Robinson and and AD Sykes as a committee, that we know we're going to be good with those 3 to 5 names?
Chairman Palm?
Yes.
I agree that, we really should, when we're looking at this short timeline, it really would be better if we was looking at 3. So if we say 5, what happens if we only get 2 or 3?
Well, we'll go with those 2 or 3. And so my thing is, but we have to be able to live with those 2 or 3 that we're going to forward to AD Sykes and President Robinson as a committee. Curtis?
Thank you. I'm back 3 to 5. I can live with 3. I can certainly get to 5. But I think one of the things that will help this committee, and I need to hear from the search firm, is they're putting out the call. I need to hear what the environment that we're in right now. I mean, most probably major coaches or coaches have been placed. What are we up against here? I need to understand that, because I think it's going to be challenging. I know that there may be some internal candidates. And I want to make sure that taking that feedback from you guys as to where we are, I think will really determine that we may get to 3 quicker than the 5 because of just the environment right now. And quite frankly, everything that has been put out there right now, I know coaches may be a little guarded. And so it would help, I think, if we have some feedback from you, Herb, and giving us some of your expertise of what's happening out here in the market.
Good question.
Yeah, I think, obviously that first hiring cycle has already happened. There's still some very good coaches out there, really at all levels. You're probably going to get more of the, coordinators, not head coaches, but I think, our job is to really create that value proposition. The opportunity is still a very desirable job. As you all know, you just won the Celebration Bowl. People think they can win and win big here and, at FAMU. So that's a great thing. It's not like they're taking a program that's struggling and it's a rebuild and all that. You have some great pieces in play. So that's great. I think the other thing that we have to get, locked down is the numbers, right? I think that's going to really be the deciding factor on who's in and who's not, and what we have to work with. So I think getting all that information is going to be key critical in the next 24 hours to see, what is the head coaching salary? What's going to be the operational budget? What is the, assistant coaches, salary pool? I think all that's going to be really important for us to be able to get that coach that we really want. And so all those factors will go into that.
Thank you.
Yep.
So again, just going with the timeline, Curtis, and again, I need the feedback. So this isn't an already done decision. Should we maybe circle back around on Saturday to see what the pool looks like? And Herb, you can help me here as well. And then go ahead and identify the top 3 or 5 by Sunday, or should we just go ahead and give folks over the week until Sunday to start submitting the their information? Go ahead, Herb.
Yeah, in my opinion, I think we should wait until Sunday, give people an opportunity to at least apply. We can always top grade that list on Sunday and kind of evaluate and see who's there, knowing that in the next 24, 48 hours, there could be more of an influx of candidates, but, it still gives people time to get it in there. It helps from an equity standpoint, right? Just be able to give people the access and ability to do that, right? I think a Saturday, it's already Thursday night. That's just a really quick turnaround time, for people to get their stuff in and put their best foot forward. So, we will announce it right after this meeting. It's already up on our website, so we're ready to go and ready to advertise and do some direct recruiting on, just the information that we just even gathered today. But I do think, probably a Sunday would be best in my opinion.
So probably do a check-in on Sunday to see where we are, and then identify again. But I would say Sunday, but Tuesday the latest to identify those names. But if we can even start on Sunday, if we have a pool, we can maybe start reviewing them. AD, well, Curtis, and then AD Sykes. Curtis.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So we keep moving the goalposts. We started out by saying Sunday. Now I'm hearing Monday. Now I'm hearing Tuesday. We really need to try to go ahead and complete this by Sunday if we can. We've involved the search committee, search firm, so we need to get this done because we're losing coaches every day. We're potentially going to lose players. And if we want to be in a position to win the SWAC, to win the celebration, we've got to move forward. And if it was left up to me, I'd say, hey, we need to make a decision today, okay? But I would ask that we try not to continue to move the goalposts because now the firm is saying that we won't have enough time by Sunday. That was my concern from the beginning, Chairman Palm, about bringing in another firm, that this was going to delay the process. So I have a concern with holding this thing off to Tuesday. We need to get this done.
All right, thank you, Curtis. So I'll circle back around. I want to hear what AD Sykes has to say. But if you would have heard me, I said that we can check on Sunday to see where we are with the pool, and then we can make a decision on Sunday to review and move forward. But also, like I said, there may be folks that you're even interested in having in that pool that haven't gotten their application in yet. And so I just want to make sure that we're comprehensive with getting that information in. So, but AD Sykes, you had a question?
No, I was just going to comment that since the opening has been posted to the website, I will go through my emails and reply to everyone who has expressed interest since January 1st and make sure that those people have the link directly from me. So I will comb through those emails and also the list that I already have and just reply. And in case those people are still interested, they will have direct access to that link. They'll hear directly from me.
Thank you so much. Curtis Johnson.
I think one thing that helps to move the speed here with this is when will we have access to the portal to begin looking at these resumes or applications? If we can have real time, I think that may address some of the concerns of speed. And I realize at some point we'll have a cap point, but since it's open now and everyone's watching and we've got 100 some people on here listening to this. I'm sure it's going on social media. I expect for people to get their candidates in, and we can literally start looking tomorrow.
Yeah. No, I agree. You all will have access. We'll send an email to the group with user and password to access the portal. So I'll make sure after this we send that out.
I want to make sure that we all understand that these confidential, these applicants, and that we have to keep this tight, members, because if we don't, it is going to delay and create more of issues if we don't keep this tight. So I just want to reiterate that is your responsibility to help us make a decision, but also help keep the confidentiality. Whatever else has to go out in the sunshine, it'll come out in the sunshine. But again, you cannot take this information and start pushing it along to a lot of your constituents.
Absolutely.
All right. Curtis, it looks like you now put your hand up, sir. It looks like your hand's up.
Yes. Question. Will the search firm provide to the committee everyone that applied?
Yep. Everyone that applies goes right to our portal. And you'll have real-time access to the portal. You can access it anytime you want. So anytime someone applies to that job, it goes right in our portal and you'll have access to that.
So is the search firm going through and decide, well, this one here really does not qualify and this one has this problem? Are you going to be screening those applicants? Are you going to be sending all of them to the committee?
It'll be available. Anyone who applies will have access to that. What we'll do, obviously, because we know what we're looking for, at that call on Sunday, is to say, you know what, after looking at the 20, 30, or however many people apply, these are, in our opinion, the top 10 that make sense. And as a committee, our job is to whittle that down to 3 to 5 that makes sense. So
and I want to make sure everybody's clear that is the search firm's recommendations. And so there's an opportunity for us to have discussion and also, look at other things as well. But that's what they're being paid for, to give us what we're asking for with regards to the attributes.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
I think what I'm hearing here, we've all committed to working through the weekend. And now that I know that we have access, I think it would be in our best interest to come back on Sunday, give us that time between Thursday night and then have a set time on Sunday that we come back and what's in there is what's in there at that point. And maybe we can do a quick assessment, see where we are. And if we get to the 3 names, 5 names, or somewhere in between that, we can make that decision on Sunday. I still feel confident that we can do that and reach that point and be able to have this speed done with fairly certain confidence in what we're looking for, if we can at least agree to come back on Sunday.
I agree, sir, but I guess let me ask the committee. That's all. If we can have a vote by yay or nay by the committee, that would I think that would be great. And then all we need to do is set up a time. So I'll call you by name. Curtis Johnson.
Yes.
Selvin Cobb.
Yes.
Curtis Taylor.
Yes.
Ebenezer Ariaco.
Yes.
Eddie Jackson.
Yes.
Lisa LeBeau.
Yes.
Kyla Ligon. Is it Ligon or Ligon? Kyla?
Ligon.
Ligon, got you. And is it Kelvin Dean?
Yes, sir.
All right. I think I got everything, everybody, Linda?
I think so. Remember, you guys have a meeting scheduled for tomorrow at noon.
Right. I guess my question, should we meet at noon or should we move forward with?
Right.
Hello? I'm sorry. Curtis?
I was answering the question. Now, let's go what we just voted on. Let's meet Sunday.
Okay. Everybody's good with that?
I'm good.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, good with Sunday.
All right. So time frame for everybody. Of course, I know we have church on Sunday, and I don't believe there's any football games on Sunday. So I
Stop it. They're off game.
well, since the Steelers lost, I know there's no football games. But what's your pleasure on time? I'm available for everybody.
I'll go with
Morning.
not Sunday morning. I would say, let's say 3 o'clock. I would recommend 3. Is that fair? Meet in the middle?
3 is fine with me.
Kelvin Dean, 3 is good with you, sir?
Yes, sir. 3 is fine with me also.
Okay. Lisa, can you work with 3 o'clock?
I can.
Okay. Thank you. Is any unreadiness for 3 o'clock? Okay, great. So look, what I need, Herb, is letting us know what you need from us to go ahead and make this happen at least by 3 o'clock on Sunday. What do you need from us, Herb?
Just obviously keep an eye out on the portal and check in and have some notes, be prepared for dialogue on Sunday, and obviously what has been talked about today, keeping that in the forefront, what we're looking for attributes. You know, we're gonna obviously go out and target some coaches that reflect what all you're asking for. So, you know, just gotta be flexible, open mind, and be able, you know, well, like I said, we gotta work together and so we all feel good about this decision. So we're going to work with urgency. We're going to do our diligence. I think obviously that's very important for us. You know, as we curate this list, you know, we need to do, you know, we want to do our own vetting and background and, you know, talking with people. And so, you know, we just need just communication, transparency, and you know, just that good working relationship.
Herb, if I could jump in and just reiterate the confidentiality piece.
Yes.
If candidates start getting leaked, they'll start pulling out of the process because it puts pressure on them in their current positions. So just wanted to reiterate the confidentiality piece.
Please, you all. Like I said, I can't reinforce that enough. It really will set us back, Curtis Taylor. If and I'm not saying you are, but I'm just letting you know. I know a timeline is a different. It's really what we're working on. I don't want to have this set us back, and also really have to deal with the legal aspect of it as well. So again, if we can be very confidential, I'll let the student athlete and our SGA representative also know that this is truly, truly, truly confidential. Curtis, it looks like Taylor, you have your hand back up, or you just haven't put it down yet?
No. When will we receive the portal? When will we be able to get on the portal?
We'll get it to you within the next 30 minutes.
Okay, thanks.
Quick question I have, just so that I know people are listening. On the portal, all of the salary range or whatever for the head coach is on there, right? I'm assuming that's on there.
We can't personally ask them that, but we, you know, like I can't have, but if they want to list that, they can. We can't personally ask them or make them fill out the salary, what their desired salary is.
I was actually maybe, you know, maybe this is me being naive. I was looking the other way, meaning that have we publicized what the coaching salary range is for this? I'm just curious. Would they know that if they're going to apply for this particular position? Because certainly if they have expectations and those expectations don't meet, I'm trying to avoid any setbacks here.
Yeah.
It's people that apply. And you did mention it earlier that, and I think AD Sykes mentioned it, that this is information that obviously a candidate would want to know.
Absolutely.
So I'm assuming it's there for them. That's the question.
I'm not sure yet, Curtis. I will talk with the president and AD Sykes on how we manage that piece right there.
Well,
good question. It's important.
It's critical because I'm with Mr. Taylor on this point. If their expectations and they're not being met, guys, we're not going to get there.
Right.
And that's a hard bridge that we've got to jump off of. But that to me is just mission critical.
Right. Okay. We'll get on top of that.
Yeah, I'll say that is something we're continuing to work through. Currently, I think everyone knows the state allows athletics to pay up to $250,000 of a person's salary.
Right.
Currently in the athletics budget, we have $200,000 for that salary. So without additional support, the maximum salary available right now would be the $200,000 that's in the athletics budget.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. So Herb, I'll get back with you and AD Sykes, and we'll work through that piece of it. So anything else for Herb and his team from the committee? Okay. One of the things I also want to at least have the individual presidents for their particular groups to, you know, I'm not sure how we're communicating back the information to your group. I know that you guys are in constant contact with your particular constituents. And so I just want to make sure that we, you know, if you need me to come and speak with them, as Curtis did the other day, I'm anxious to come back and welcome the invitation to come to the various affinity groups or what have you. But I think, again, it's important that that communication piece is taking place and that people understand where we are in the process. And good to hear that feedback as well. Action items. Again, we have the next meeting set up for 3 o'clock on Sunday. Linda, I'll probably have to ask you to help me get that meeting set up. And if there's any more additional attributes, and if you want to go out to your constituents and ask them, are there any additional attributes to add, we can get those over to her as soon as possible. All right. And so with that being said, I want to open up the meeting for anything for the good of the order.
Yes, Donald, I have sent the meeting notice to everyone already, and they should use the same sign-on link that they use for the meeting today. They'll use that on Sunday as well.
Okay, great. Curtis, your hands are still up. I don't know if you're just getting.
No, Dr. Palm, can I get your phone number and email address? I mean, you can send it to me later on.
Yeah, I'll send you my phone number through the email. I'll email you.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. Any closing remarks, anything for the good of the order?
Yes.
Who's that, Curtis again? Okay.
Yes. You know, FAMU, our motto is excellent with caring. We certainly had the excellent when we look at, we won the SWAC, we won the Celebration Bowl, but on the caring end, when we look at these assistant coaches that work very hard, like Auckland State, we thank Coach Summers, but Coach Summers did not do it by himself. And so we have to be concerned about the assistant coaches. That's why when we lost the recruiting coach, the #1 recruiting coach, only good thing, like I say, is now with prime time, we've lost our defense coordinator. Somebody say we lost our offensive coordinator. I heard one of the guys say we did not. That's great. That's good. So the quicker we can get this done, rather, brothers and sisters, the better off we're going to be to getting back to playing football and winning football. But we have to be concerned about these guys, their families, their lives, their responsibilities. And so the same way we roll out the red carpet for Coach Summers, in my mind, we should be doing the same thing for the assistant coaches. And we should be listening to the football players. Yeah. That was very critical. I played football at FAMU, and we had some situations where the administration did listen to us. So I would say let's try to move as swiftly as possible in trying to select our next head football coach at FAMU that will take us again to beat the SWAC and the Celebration Bowl. Thank you.
Thank you, Curtis. Curtis Johnson.
So thank you, Herb. I want to thank you guys for coming aboard. Just so that we're clear, because the public's also listening to this, those attributes that we contributed today will be added to the list, but there's no weighting of those particular attributes that they would weigh one way or another. We don't have a weighted scale on that. Those are just some of the attributes that, as we evaluate, we may want to consider, I'm assuming.
Right. Well, I can tell you, yes. I think Curtis, for the most part, I'm excited and also really relieved again that we're all gonna get a chance to see all the applicants come in, right? Okay. And so they're going to give us the recommendation from what we gave them, but there may be again some other recommendations that we see, right, that we can be part of this. And so I think this is a fair and open opportunity for us to provide input but they're going to give us exactly what we asked for in those attributes. And so, yeah, and so I'm very excited. Kelvin?
I just wanted to say I firmly agree with Mr. Curtis Taylor on listening to the football players, that make players want to come and stay around and play for the program that they can have pride in, with a coach that they trust and know is doing it for the better of them.
Yes, sir. Well, look, Kelvin, I'm so excited you're a part of the committee. You're a very valuable asset to the committee, so your voices are going to be heard as well as Ms. Ligon, Kyla. I'll say Kyla.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all having me on.
Well, with that being said, Herb, are there any closing remarks for you and your committee, you and your firm?
No, we're just excited to get to work and find you all a great football coach and leader.
Well, thank you for really assisting us on this. And again, I just want to thank all of the committee members once again for your assistance in this really, really important task that we have at hand. And again, I know we can get there. And Curtis, I think we may get there by Sunday. So I'm going to push for that as well. All right. With that being said, we'll go ahead and log off. And again, thank you for all that you are doing for FAMU. Have a good evening.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.